I have very much enjoyed, I have got notes from this, just so you all know, like so many takeaways. Can I share the thing where I have felt like anxiety pop up as other people are talking? The ruffling feathers piece, but it wasn't the ruffling feathers as much as the idea of projections. I keep thinking I've healed it and I've healed it because when I did that almost 300 grand in revenue, and I was modeling people that were confident and sharing and all of that, but I was just not prepared for everything that came with the rapid growth and how hard it was. I have this desire that everybody I come in contact with, that I can help them expand and all of that. Whether or not I do that as a coach, I don't actually think I'm interested in coaching the way that most people are interested in coaching. So I'm really great with those people, helping them integrate things and make more money as a result and feel more free. But no matter how I look at creating offers, positioning, launching, there's no part of me at all that wants to do that, knowing that the highs match the lows. So we definitely need revenue. Finding the thing that's in alignment feels sticky. And there's a part where I was thinking, well, what if I use my skills for actors? Never mind that we're in a strike. Those are all of my what's come up as I've listened through other people, all the open loops I have, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna open loop. I love that you have that such good self-awareness. I was like 100%. I was like, okay,
Any,
we've heard all the loops.
yeah.
What does your heart say? Like, what is it that you want?
I would love to make my living as an actor. Nothing makes me happier than that. And there's the practical side of I also want financial freedom, but I don't want to just make a ton of money online because that's what most people with my skills do. I don't want to make a ton of money of online. Like I want other people to be able to be freed and liberated too.
I'm going to interrupt you and just go back to that. I want to be an actor, but what's the but?
Currently, there's not a lot of money in it, at least not with the strike. But
So what does all of that have to do with coaching?
coaching is how I've made my money over the past 3 years. That was like my big COVID pivot in 2020 was coaching.
So you rolled your eyes when you said coaching.
I didn't call myself a coach at first. I was like, I'm a
And then
consultant.
again.
I'm a strategist. I didn't know what coaching was. And then after enough people calling me a coach, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm a coach. But it was I thought that you had to have, I don't know, be very much an expert in coaching to be a coach.
So when you found out that you were a coach,
Mhm.
did you just apply the label to what you were already doing? Or did you start to become what you thought a coach was supposed to be?
A little bit of both. I did begin to describe myself as such and then look into how are all the ways that I can get better at this aspect to make sure that I'm truly doing that.
I wonder what that has to do with the drop in your energy when you move from talking about acting to talking about coaching.
I've come up with every excuse possible. Like, okay, I'll coach if I don't have to do the sales and I don't have to do anything but show up and coach. And then this call is essentially that. I wouldn't have to do anything but coach, and I still tried to get out of it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I had no idea how much growth work and how much people struggle with visibility, embodiment, showing up as the thing. So I struggled a lot with some clients got amazing results. Some didn't. And the ones that didn't, I didn't have standards, boundaries. Like I didn't know how not to take blame. And I sent myself into a hamster wheel of perfectionism.
What does those people not getting results have to do with the way you feel about coaching?
The not being liked part, the
Mm.
having people that came to me because they're like, oh, you're my vibe, you're great. And I had no idea about projections or pedestaling. So I just thought, amazing. So when people be like, I love you, I was like, amazing, it's going to be great. And then it would switch and I didn't know what to do. So that part, was very, very, that part was very painful
Mm-hmm. And so what does that pain have to do with being a coach?
because that was like the direct result of my success, of my selling and my success. And I got a lot of people results, but it never led to referrals or the ripple effect of what I thought
Did
it
you
would.
did you hear what you said? That pain was the direct result of my success.
Yeah, that's how it felt, feels.
Yeah. What do you think that sounds like to your mind in reverse?
That success in coaching hurts.
Yeah. And when the fundamental rules of our mind is that it's designed to move us away from pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what all this has to do with you not experiencing the success that you want.
I mean, one thing I know from working with clients is you can give them the strategies. They can do what appears to be the right thing and it will not work. But I'm honestly
Mm-hmm.
tired of myself at that point in that regard of doing the things that should work and not working.
So I notice how you like pop back up into rationale and when you come back down and feel that in your body, what you said, success is pain.
Yeah,
How does that feel?
awful. It's, it's very much in the chest, and it's very much in the chest. That's, I mean,
So
yeah,
what about your acting success?
it's worth it to me there.
Oh,
That's
isn't that
came up
interesting?
with the which game part, because for me in acting it's worth it. It's what I've always wanted to do since I was a child. I know it's part of the game. I know the projections and the expectations, and the pain and the fear comes up a little bit, but I recognize that the pain to me is worth it on that one.
The pain for you is worth it. I just saw that. Just something just landed. What was that?
It's like I know acting is my thing. So the projections and the not enoughness and all of those traditional things that people struggle with in the industry, I'm bulletproof to those in that, but I'm not bulletproof to those in coaching, which has a direct impact on my money.
So what's the problem?
Uh, I don't want to get hurt. I don't know what to say, but if I'm not selling the marketing, I don't know what to say to attract people. That one is completely true. Um,
Go deeper. What's the problem?
I don't know what it is specifically that I could tell.
What does selling something get you?
Well, clients
What do clients get you?
traditionally pain
And
and revenue.
right. So what's the problem?
Well, that problem is that pain and revenue are linked within coaching for me.
Yeah, 100%. That's the loop. Can you see it?
Yeah.
I love acting.
Yeah.
And acting feels like it can't give me enough money. So I need money and I look to money from coaching, but coaching gives me pain, but I want money, but pain equals success. And then it's like this whole jumbled up fuckery.
Yeah.
So what if you were to just put that aside for a minute and say, I love acting and I desire more revenue? I can feel your mind right now going to sales and coaching, but what if you just
I mean, we actually have, I reached out to our agent to be like, if you know anybody, and they're like, because we book so much, they're like, yeah, can I send people to you to coach them on booking commercials? So we have one set of people that are interested, that he sent them and they're interested. But I go to, but it's not a lot of money or enough money. I would need lots of those. Yeah, I guess I don't see the easy path, on ramp, solution.
okay, there's another layer. I want easy money, but the easy money equals pain.
Mm. And I don't have time for the hard is the part. I have 4 kids. So time is a huge thing for me.
So you just added an either or to that whole thing. Either I have time, and if I don't have time, then I need the easy money, but the easy money equals pain.
Yes.
That's your paradox.
Yeah. Yes. I can slam my hand in the car door for 10 grand.
Can you though?
No, no, thank you.
There we go. So where
Yeah.
does that leave you?
I mean, with a new awareness.
Good. We love awareness.
Yeah. And I still like one of my words for the year was play. Like, I know I need to play with things more.
As you get heavy inside.
I know because I go, well, but I've done enough things.
I need to play. I
Yes.
should definitely feel joy. Let me schedule it in after 5.
Right.
I wonder why it doesn't feel fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't even get a sense of play with the idea of playing with offers or that sort of thing at this point.
But
It was,
so I'm gonna take a little bit different. So when you talk about acting, you're like up here, like acting equals play. Like I feel that in your, then you go down this ramp of convolutedness, and now you're in this heavy place.
yes.
So I can't solve this for you. Only you can solve this. And I'm trying to get you to a clearer place so that Mary can speak to the clearer place, because I know that that's going to be really helpful for all of us. But here's where I look at it energetically. It's like if acting gets you into this place of play, then it's like, can you add money and be in this place? I'm not saying you have to make money from acting. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, can that play carry into the money and into the revenue?
Mm-hmm.
And if that carries you into coaching or something, then let it be. But can it just be play without going down that ramp into all that other stuff?
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
That feels awesome and fun.
And then the time door comes in. I can literally feel the time door in your mind getting slammed shut.
There's that part. I think that if we weren't in a strike, like I've done highly improbable things as somebody re-entering the industry in my 30s. I really like the idea of using whatever that energy is and playing in that more to see what could happen.
Oh,
I don't know what that
what
is,
could
but I could be open to what could happen from that vibe and that energy. Even showing up. I've taught a lot about content and using content to attract things, but I haven't shown up and spoken much about my acting or any of that, even though I know that that interests people. So even just playing more in that space.
did you hear how you just started to solve your own problem? I could be more open to that. That's such a different energy than this whole thing. Mary's going to jump in a second. And this whole energy of I have to figure it all out all in my mind. And if I can't figure it all out all in my mind, it's not going to work.
And did you play got to be fun there? Play was fun that time?
Yeah, I know. I felt it. I feel every word you say. That's
Yeah.
Okay, Mary. I think Mary's got something she wants to add to that.
Yeah, there's 2 things I want to say here. So there's a difference between, I brought up a couple times good versus solid. I want to bring it back into this conversation with there's good play and then there's solid play. And we just witnessed when you went into this, ooh, and then I could do this. Well, if this opens up, there's that. And then there's like, so it would be good to play and that would bring more money. So there's a different frequency in those plays, right? So we witnessed that first. I want to take this a layer deeper into, and to make this relevant for all of you guys in here as well. It's like when we notice, let's say a dip in income, a dip in our just frequency, things just feel flat. We tend to go down a rabbit hole of, okay, what do I do to be good? So just like we said, it's like, okay, how do I get back up to standard? What do I do to bring in some income? And then we move into the realm of good, but we're not anchored solid leaders who are like, yes, I'm good, like in a different frequency. Yeah. So When we think about this, what's so interesting is if we think about a company, like let's just say Apple as an example, I love using them. If product sales are down 80% one month, they're not going to frantically run around and go, we need to create a no-brainer offer so that sales go back up because we need to get our shit together. Come on, guys. What do? Because that kills their brand reputation. It would kill the team. Like, it just makes no sense to do this. They double down. They invest more into advertising. They invest more into sales. They invest more. A lot of people in a lot of our industries that we have on this call today, what do we often do when this happens? Frantic energy. Oh my gosh, all hell is breaking loose. Let me create this no-brainer lead magnet to get someone in here. I'm not saying, Sascha, you're doing this, but like, let me go on this whole spectrum of things trying to plug this hole versus what if there was no hole to plug? And consistently being in this solid space. There's elements of play all around acting where then your skill set in all these different areas can come into play. Like, that's what I feel for you just witnessing this. There was this feeling of if you were consistently solid, we wouldn't even have this conversation. But when things happen and we're like, whoa, I need to make sure that I'm good, we have these conversations. This is for every single one who's listening in here that's like, oh my gosh, this just happened. What do? I need to feel good. It's like, if you need to feel good, you're not consistently solid. There's a different frequency there.
And I would play with two. I love this. And it's like, you know, one of the things that came out from your mind as a requirement is like this ease, right? It was like, but it's like this feeling of easing, but it's like, then you got to ask yourself, when I'm playing up here and acting and fun, are you more of a match for ease? Or when you go down here into like success equals pain, like, is that more of a match for ease? Right? Like, it doesn't make sense, but that's like the unconscious thing is like, oh, this is where the easy money is in pain. And then it's like this weird little cycle. And I also feel like there's something for you. So I would really look at what the word coach has come to mean for you, and whether you want to recode that word or if you want to just let go of that completely.
Okay.
Because part of what I heard you say is I just intuitively was this until I found out what it was. And then it was like became something else. And then it was less fun.
Yes. I got a few modules into a coaching program, and the more I got into it, I was like, not only did I do this backwards, I don't think I want to do this at all. Now that I see this perspective of it.
Even though you were already doing it perfectly before anyone told you how to do it.
Yeah.
We so often do this. Like, I just intuitively was a great coach, and then I was told what a coach is supposed to be, and then I feel like I have to be this, even though like that's not what feels right to me, but someone told me that that's what I have to be. And so now there's like this hoop that I have to jump through. And what I'm here to tell you is that you don't have to jump through the hoop. You get to do it your way, whatever feels right for you, in that frequency of fun and play and ease, because that's what you actually desire. And if that's as a coach, then let so be it. But if it's not as a coach, or if it's something else, or if the name needs to be changed, or you take the hat off and just go back to what you were before you knew what a coach was supposed to be, but it all gets to be fun.
I saw more. Part of what generated so much leads and traffic for me was that it came up in 2020, and I had really strong stances about showing up as a leader through hard times, through George Floyd and all of those things. So I was getting asked to speak on that a lot, but what happened was I attracted a lot of people, and I was held to this standard. So any misstep I made or my white husband made was the end of the world. And I didn't realize I'd signed up for that or knew how to handle it.
But I thought you're bulletproof when it comes to acting.
I am. There I am on that front. Yes.
So what's the difference?
Earned expertise.
There it is again. I believe that I have to be different than I am in order to be worthy of the thing that I want, but not when it comes to acting.
Yeah, that's funny because I'm completely steady in that I've earned it on that front. That just took me many years and many classes, but still something shifted, right? Because I could forever be in the not enoughness there, but something shifted. And I'm grounded in that arena. I guess it didn't occur to me that that was still ultimately my decision to decide that in that arena too. That wasn't bestowed upon me at any point.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I'm like, what do I have to earn to prove to myself? I think my earn what I would have to earn is probably impractical, improbable, or impossible in the coaching space. Like with acting, I know I can get callbacks, I know I can book, I know I can get on TV and film. Therefore, I know, and in the coaching space, it's like, okay, I've gotten clients to 100K months or multiple to 40K. These things, I know I can do these things, but yet, because not everybody was happy, I don't have enough expertise.
Mm.
But everybody cannot be happy. That's interesting.
It's like watching one of those old phone cords. You know, you hold it up and it just like untangles. It's like, oh, we present all the knots and then we give you some nudges. And then it's like, oh, let's just like unwind all of this. So I feel like you've got some things to contemplate.
So many. I like that it loops back to the first note about needing to be fixed and perfect in order to be worthy. And
Yeah.
circle.
We're all so intertwined. You're right now, you're processing in the background. So just let it keep going.
Okay. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
It's our absolute pleasure.
So good.